I wasn't going to cover this trailer because, well, it came out a week ago at time of recording. So in terms of YouTube coverage, that may as well be 10 years. But I saw this trailer in the cinema when I went to see The Odyssey last week. And I've got to be honest, the idea of the film hasn't left my head. I'm incredibly interested in The Uprising, which is a film due out on New Year's Day, I believe, this year or next year, 2027. So, without further ado, we can prattle on about it, but let's just jump straight into the trailer and see if we can see what we can see. Essentially, let's have a go.
I am no soldier. I am no priest. I'm just a farmer. The land is broken. We are forced to work beyond what our souls can take.
See, it's very interesting because this is a sentiment that I think many in Britain feel at the minute. Not that we're being asked to work beyond our means, but certainly taxation and stuff like that. The cost of living crisis and things like that are very poignant at the minute. And so this film from Paul Greengrass, who is responsible for the Bourne films, I believe, seems like a very poignant film and a poignant time for British history. Obviously, this is set in the Black Death. I'm not in any way comparing life during the Black Death, in the plague, to modern day. I'm not trying to say that we live in that kind of condition, but given that we've just been through COVID, there's parallels, aren't there? There's quite easily drawn parallels here between modern day and this period, and it's just an incredibly interesting period of history to look into. So I would definitely recommend that. I'm no historian, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely an amateur reader of history, and I'm incredibly interested to see how this film develops. I think it was shot in Bavaria, so not too dissimilar from the sort of British countryside. CGI use, not great, but
I am no soldier. I am no priest. I'm just a farmer. The land.
There you go. I mean, that's an incredibly interesting representation of London. Not particularly great. I mean, that's the Tower of London there, obviously. And it's, smoke and dirt stroud cityscape. CGI not perfect, not great, but I've definitely seen worse. I've definitely seen better as well. But, try not to judge this film too harshly on its, use of CGI, because it's incredibly difficult for them to to rebuild medieval London, isn't it? Let's carry on.
Is broken. We are forced to work beyond what our souls can take.
The king is the law.
We have nothing more left.
He says pay taxes, you pay taxes.
She's of age.
Then she must pay.
He says work harder, you work harder.
I do think that this is a film that's going to get picked up by the sort of culture war types and the political left and political right. I think will try to capture this film. The left obviously will use it as a tax the rich argument, and the right will draw their parallels as well. I think it looks very, very medieval England-y. I think the cast so far is very interesting. I really like Richard II here. I think he looks like a spoiled, obnoxious king, taxing his subjects into oblivion. I wonder if Wot Tyler looks a little bit too pristine, though.
Then she must pay.
Carry on.
He says work harder, you work harder.
That's enough! Enough! We've given you enough!
I shouldn't have done that, Farmer.
It's interesting. I made a video not too long ago about vigilantism, and I was trying to draw a parallel between 70s Hollywood and the sort of vigilante film that came out during a time of sort of political upheaval and a point where people thought that lawlessness and the people that sort of controlled civilization and society weren't really caring about the average citizen. And so I was trying to say, like, we got Dirty Harry and vigilantes like that back then, and over here we had the Sweeney. I think this could be what I think I was trying to call for in that video, a sort of release of the pressure valve, as it were, someone that's going to enact justice on screen for us. Obviously, nobody wants to see vigilantism. Nobody wants to see revolt or revolution. Don't get me wrong, but I think this kind of film might help relieve tension. I don't know. I hope it does. I think it looks pretty good so far, and I definitely want to see and learn more about the film.
It is time to set the world on fire.
Rebel armies converge on London. 10,000, maybe more.
I read, I think, that this used 5,000 extras, which is... I liked that shot then when they were walking down the hill. I thought that was incredible. Yeah, look at that. They do look like a peasant rabble, don't they? I'm sure someone can make comments on the armor and whatnot used throughout and in earlier shots here. I'm not sure how period accurate that is, but it certainly looks in keeping, doesn't it? There. Was too quick for me. There. I'm not sure how accurate that armor is, but it certainly looks to be in keeping with the period. I'm looking forward to seeing the YouTube backlash on that and say, and no, it's not accurate at all. And the CGI again there. That's not too bad, is it? That's not the worst, the most offensive.
Converge on London.
A use of CGI that I've seen. So like I say, I'm not too hung up on it. The early one was a lot worse, and that was quite nice. It was quite good looking. I'm just looking at the landscape and stuff to see if there's anything egregious, but I don't think so. Let's carry on.
10,000, maybe more.
Who leads them?
That was a little bit ropey then. That's very video game-esque, and yeah, the crowd here don't look too great. But like I say, it's very difficult to rebuild an entire city. I'm not sure if this is a big budget film. It certainly doesn't look it. It's not ugly, but it's very CGI. But
Who leads them? A ploughman.
There will be no
ploughman.
peace until we are free.
That's cool.
Listen. Can you not hear their rage?
It certainly looks like there's going to be a sort of pairing of Wot Tyler and Richard II here, which looks interesting, doesn't it? The difference between the two leaders. But I really like his look. I think he does look like a Richard II, and I really like that shot there where it went up. And obviously completely CGI, don't get me wrong, but I thought it looked... Go away.
Listen. Can you not hear their rage?
Once we
That's
draw
nice.
blood, we open the gates of hell.
Petty chaos and fear.
Crush them.
God has taken much from us to show us the truth.
That cut was brutal.
Surrender to it, and it will set you free.
For all that you've taken from us.
I think that looks really cool. Like I say, that armor might not be 100% accurate, but it definitely feels in keeping, although that looks more like a Norman helmet from earlier on. I can't really tell. It's a bit blurry and you can't really see the detail up close and whatnot. Again, I'm not a a historian. I'm an amateur admirer of history, and it certainly looks in keeping, but I'll leave that to more educated members of the YouTube community to tell me if that's right or not.
For all that you've taken from us. All that we've lost. Time to pay.
Looks really good if you ask me. Yeah, I saw that in the cinema, like I say, and I thought it was a very impactful trailer. I thought that looks really good. I think the battle scenes look interesting. I think the period of history is very interesting. The Black Death, a long time ago, but a very impactful period on world history, and not just the death, but what came after that. The sort of Peasants Revolt, which ended very bloodily. After a lot of bloodshed. Certainly is more impactful than I think is given credit, and sort of what came after that, basically the death around those peasants allowed them to actually kind of get out of serfdom and start demanding more from the landowners and stuff like that, and better living conditions and stuff like that, and basically shaped modern Britain, even from that long ago. Again, I'm not a historian, so I'm not going to claim to know the ins and outs, but this is definitely an interesting period of history. I think it's an interesting film, and I'd like to learn more about it, and I almost certainly will see this in the cinema. Like I say, the trailer in the cinema was incredible, and I think it's a very interesting subject and a very interesting time for release, like I say, given the political climate in the country. And I think really that's all that is to say until we can learn more, and until the film is out. So I don't know. Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think this is going to be a poignant film? I think this could be the kind of film that gets swept up in the culture war, and can't wait to see more. Let me know your thoughts, like I say, in the comments below. If you like this video, if you took anything away from it, please do consider leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing. And again, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.